Hi, blockchain visionaries. I'm George Levy. I'm currently at Miami International Airport with Eryka Gemma, CEO of Bitcoin Center Miami and founder of Blockchain Center. Eryka, great speaking with you.
Yeah, of course. Absolutely. Always love speaking with George.
It's a very, very exciting time to be here. We're actually at a supply chain workshop happening at Miami International Airport with the Florida Blockchain Foundation. And what I want to talk to you specifically is the role of blockchain, how it's actually blossoming here in Florida. Tell me more about, I've seen you involved with Mayor Suarez. I've seen you involved in many things happening in Tallahassee. Tell me more about that.
So specifically with Tallahassee, you're seeing a state government that is super interested in what's happening because for one, they see it as an opportunity to bring jobs to the community. For two, there are certain places in South Florida that have such close ties to Venezuela. Senator Representative Ana Maria, she is over Doral. And when we went to her office and we talked to her about what was going on, she said, I'll chair the bill just to make sure that it would get pushed through because she understands the implications of blockchain and specifically Bitcoin on all of her constituents. So at the state level, recently we went to Tallahassee and we just talked to a bunch of different senators, and it was unanimously every single person we talked to across the aisle were like, yes, let's pass this. And it was great because SB 1024, which formed this 13-person blockchain working group, did get passed.
Wow, I actually have been reading about 1024, and there's so much going on in Florida, even that the governor signed the bill, which was, to me, it was what an incredible endorsement of it. When you talk about Venezuela and we talk about Latin America, and the issue with the currencies are devalued, and and specifically the inflation going on in Venezuela, and it's a very terrible situation, but Bitcoin's presenting a lifeline to it. Tell me more about that.
So specifically right now, if I was to send fiat currency to Venezuela, the maximum remittance fee that the government would take is 56%.
Wow.
That's ridiculous. And so, if there are people in Venezuela, for example, I have a friend there, had a baby, I sent him some money. 56% as a gift, so I send him Bitcoin and it's completely fine. And he takes it and he does what he needs to do with it. So this problem of hyperinflation, we see it exasperated in Venezuela, but no country is immune from this. In the United States, it happens, but it happens on a much on a lower level, and so people don't understand the need for Bitcoin. But if you want to look at places that are going to adopt it better, it's Zimbabwe, it's Venezuela. Right now, Zimbabwe, the price of Bitcoin is trading, I think, at 300 times more than it's trading here in the United States because people actually need it. They need something that's outside of their government currencies that are essentially corrupt.
But it's incredible to see, because you bring up a whole new viewpoint of Bitcoin, right? Because, particularly here, I'm based in the United States. I have a viewpoint from the United States. And then there's a global play. I have a friend who lives in Tokyo. And in Japan, it's a legal form of payment. So he's very comfortable with Bitcoin. But you also don't see things of the impact that it can actually have in a place like Venezuela or third world countries where the local currency just simply doesn't work.
Yeah, no, absolutely. The local currency in Venezuela right now is, I think they say that toilet paper is actually more valuable because you can burn it. So,
wow. One of the things I wanted to talk about while I have you here, I was actually at the grand opening of the Blockchain Center. What an incredible event. First off, congratulations.
Thank you.
Great event. But one of the things that's amazing about it is that the fact that we have a Blockchain Center in Florida and you have a Bitcoin Center here. There's one in New York. Tell me more about that relationship.
So the Blockchain Center is run by the Bitcoin Center. We're the first tenants, and we opened the Blockchain Center. It's blockchaincenter.com because we wanted to be kind of agnostic. We wanted to be open to the entire community building. And right now, Bitcoin Center runs things and we're the first tenants, but we are getting more tenants to come in, and we hope the Blockchain Center would, take its own course of how it's going to build out. But definitely we're looking to bring office space, event space, co-working space, people that want to throw events in Miami, why not throw them at the Blockchain Center? Also too, the relationship between that is the Bitcoin Center. We really want to make Miami the best educated city in the world when it comes to this technology, right? So we're providing a lot of free classes at the Blockchain Center. So it's a little confusing right now, but just the way to think of it is the building is the Blockchain Center. For now, Bitcoin Center Miami runs it, and we want to educate people.
Fantastic, and I'm very glad that you brought up the importance of education. One of the things that we see at the Blockchain Institute of Technology is the fact that there's a lot of misinformation out there, and a lot of people are actually, they feel that they've been burned because there were so many ICOs and scams, and people just don't understand it. But once you really understand the importance of blockchain, and you realize that Bitcoin's only one application of blockchain, there's many others. Like I just want to bring up, we're at a supply chain event at Miami International Airport, held by the Florida Blockchain Foundation, and so to see the fact that you're actually involved not just in Bitcoin, but also blockchain and stressing the importance of education is something very, very enlightening.
Yeah, I think education, we need to make sure that we are the ones that are creating the narrative on how people get educated. I know that the Bank of International Settlements, the BIS, the president of it, came out, I think, yesterday with statements saying that the regulators need to come in and they need to make sure that there is protection against the banks because they're afraid that these bigger companies like Libra are now going to be able to replace them. What's interesting is he's now saying, hey, all central banks are developing this technology, they're building on it. But beforehand, he was saying it's a scam, it's drug money. It's a Ponzi scheme, it's only used for illicit uses. And now his tone is kind of changing because he sees this challenge of Libra. So I think that we really need to make sure that we're creating the narrative on how people are getting educated on this, because there are certain people that have the power right now that are able to create that narrative on a mass scale. But people really aren't believing that anymore. Like they're just kind of shown to be little liars. Yeah.
Eryka, it's been a real pleasure speaking with you. I'd like to be able to share with the audience, how can they find out more about Blockchain Center and Bitcoin Center?
Yeah, absolutely. So bitcoincenter.miami is it's a website. It's our kind of like our community page. From there, you'll figure out the Twitter and the Instagram. And then blockchaincenter.com is about the building. If you want to get office space, if you want to see some things that are going on. So bitcoincenter.miami and then blockchaincenter.com.
Eryka Gemma, it's a pleasure speaking with you. Thank you so very much for sharing your insights.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, George.
For Blockchain Institute of Technology, I'm George Levy. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and that you learned something in the process. I bring you brand new videos every single week, so make sure to subscribe to this channel. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. I would love to hear from you. Until next time, I'm George Levy. We're changing the world one blockchain at a time. See you next time.